All right. Well, I think I'm on. Am I on? Here we are, Puerto Vallarta. And I hope that my audio is working, but I don't know if my audio is working. Okay, my audio is working. All righty. Okay, well, today we are doing a TRX for bone building class here in Puerto Vallarta. Here's our view today. And I don't know how my internet will be, but that's the view. It is a little toasty on the terrace right now. I usually do this class about a half hour or about an hour earlier. And I realized that I thought I had the class today on my Be Well, Stay Well platform. And as it turns out, it's not on my Be Well, Stay Well. I'm doing a Nothing But the Towel class at 11:45 Central today, Puerto Vallarta time. So, maybe I'll live stream that. Who knows? But anyways, I thought I would come on here and put this on here. I actually did mic myself up for you guys since I'm not going to be doing it on my other platform. And actually, since I'm here, I'm also going to live stream on TikTok. I have a Be Well, Stay Well network TikTok account. You can certainly join that as well. So it won't be as good on there as it will be for you guys. But anyways, yeah, so let's talk bones. We can talk Vallarta, we can talk bones. First of all, actually, let's talk Vallarta, because that's probably where a lot of you guys are seeing me. I came down here and I like to incorporate a lot of resistance work. I'm Gen X. I'm perimenopausal for all of you guys want to know all that. But one of the biggest issues is bone loss for women over the age of 50. Fun fact, over 50% of women over the age of 50 have low bone density. That's an issue because 30% of those that have low bone density will suffer a fracture in their life. And that is not good, related to the low bone density. So things that are proven to help build bones are resistance work, but I also like to incorporate aspects of mobility and posture, because what tends to happen is when you see people and they start to kind of shrivel and they kind of go into that position, it is because their spine is actually starting to compress and they're getting compression fractures in their spine. And that's not no bueno. So what I try to do is a lot of work where we're either working in neutral spine or working into extension of the spine. You don't want to be doing loaded flexion work in this direction. So things like sit-ups, crunches, those are actually contraindicated for those that have low bone density. I personally don't have low bone density, but I am proactive. And so that's why I'm here. So once again, when I am back in the States or, doing these workouts, we do some TRX, but I like using kettlebells. I like using resistance, like weights, but you can't really bring a kettlebell on a plane, or maybe you can. I haven't tried. I have the feeling they would open up my suitcase and not let me bring it. So the TRX works wonderfully, and all you need is to have a place to attach it that is a strong anchor point. There's so much steel and things that are, I've seen people up at the Mirador to work out just to get there. But anyways, so that's just my little blurb on, kind of Mexico TRX, why I like this particular workout. But we're going to be doing things that incorporate balance and that sort of thing. So if you're still here, once again, feel free to kind of watch, get ideas. I'm going to do one quick thing here, just because I know from a visual standpoint, if somebody's watching on another platform. And by the way, this is just one of the workouts I have on bewellstaywell.net. So I'm going to give myself my own little plug because I can. All right, so we're going to start facing the anchor point. You want to make sure that anchor isn't going anywhere. Give it a good tug. Elbows are going to be at your sides. Your feet are just hip width apart. Staying vertical, thinking about where your head, your torso, your pelvis is in space, we're going to go ahead and just slide up and down, just doing a vertical squat. So the nice thing with the TRX is we're using, especially in this position, we're kind of using it all. We're using the back muscles, we're using leg muscles, and you're able to get assistance with the arms via the straps here so that you can actually, and as you're working the arms, you're really working the back. We're essentially doing a row, and rowing is one of the best exercises you can do for just working those back extensors. We talked about posture. That's really important. So as we're moving up and down here, we're thinking about really creasing from the hip joints. Really watch that you're not doing anything to change the spine angle, change the spine position. We're just hinging from the hips. If there's any discomfort, you just modify your range. You don't go as far, you use your arms a little more. Let's do one more of those. We're going to keep the straps taut and just step forward and back. I like to refer to these as my step 2 exercises because as you're keeping the TRX straps taut, you're actively working your, once again, still working your back muscles. We'll switch the legs and continue to work a little bit of balance. Once again, this is just a warm-up. We're just getting the body ready to hopefully do some things that actually might even take some impact. So sometimes I incorporate a little bit of jumping in this class or skipping, but I always layer it. Let's go ahead and we're going to turn around so we're facing away from the anchor point. Take the arms up, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, having that ability to sort of stretch through the shoulders. Make sure the lower ribs are staying over the pelvis. We're going to rotate the body towards the front leg side. But what I was going to say is we try to layer the movements so that you have options whether you are not able to leave the ground or you can. Both arms back up, rotating to the first direction. Once again, really think about reaching to those fingertips. We don't want to be just flaring through the ribs. You want to keep those ribs in check with the rest of the spine. Back up again. We'll do it one more time. Life is a rotational sport. Spine rotation in either neutral or extension is fine for those with low bone density. Let's rotate the other way. However, if you are in flexion, if you are bent forward from your spine and bring it up and you go rotating, that is a recipe for pressing the spine, and that's not a good position for you. All right, both arms are up. Let's go ahead and rotate towards the front leg side with the other leg forward. Once again, we're thinking about reaching forward. Some of you guys might want to take a little extra lunge. That's fine. Both arms up, rotating around the opposite direction. And back up again. Now, as you're rotating, you can think about really looking with your head, neck, shoulders, and eyeballs. Your eyes have an important role in cervical, which is your neck motion. Bring your arms back up, rotating the opposite direction. And bringing things back together. Let's go ahead and we're going to just step towards your anchor point and then just bring the arms out away from you. So if you have any wrist issues, if you actually just kind of reach your fingertips down a little bit, take some of the strain off the wrists. We're going to let the shoulder blades widen in the back, then let the shoulder blades narrow. So that scapular protraction and scapular retraction. Widening shoulder blades, narrowing the shoulder blades. So it's important that you have that awareness of where those shoulder blades are, because we're going to be keeping them wide through some of this motion here. Okay, the next time you widen the shoulder blades, keep them wide. We're going to start circles. And you can take those circles a little wider. So we start to challenge not only the pecs a bit, but we challenge core quite a bit. You only take it out as far as you can. Let's reverse the direction of the circles. If it's too difficult, make your body more vertical. Scoot your feet forward. And then let's go the other direction again. I was just thinking, you know, I could theoretically do some TRX classes here live at our house. We're going to be doing some workouts. Let's reverse the circles, coming back to center. We're going to be doing some workouts that are just plain Pilates classes here at the house to help benefit the Vallarta School for Girls. Let's go ahead now, bring those arms forward like a T and just take a moment just to get that stretch through the pecs. You can bring your elbows kind of up into a 90-degree position and even take a step closer. Let your body weight move a little forward so you can feel a little bit of opening through the chest. Now, pressing to the pinky sides of your hands on your straps, we're going to reach up to the ceiling and bring the arms back down. Okay, it's important that you're pressing pinky side of the arms so that you're keeping your shoulders in a healthy position. If all is good here, if it's for some reason something doesn't feel good, just scooch your feet back a little bit. Sometimes the little scooch forward or back. All right, next time you reach your arms up to the ceiling, keep them there. Let's roll up towards the balls of your feet or on the balls of your feet and roll back down. Bring the arms back down. We're going to peel it up on your tiptoes and back down. Another fun fact is that one of the most important muscle groups in your body are your calves. Super important for balance, for efficiency in walking. We do a lot of that here in Mexico. Got a lot of cobblestone streets to manage. So I'm going to keep those healthy. Let's do one more. Now, next time you go up onto the balls of your feet, stay there, but you're going to just bend your knees a little bit, okay? From that position, just let your heels touch and then lift your toe or lift your heels. We're just doing those same heel raises just with the knees bent. This is pulling in a different set of calf muscles. It's called the soleus. And the soleus muscle, fun fact about it, it's one of those glucose hungry muscles. So if you're somebody that suffers from some pre-diabetic issues and you eat a big high carb meal and you want to make sure your glucose is getting used, use the soleus. Here we are. All right, let's go ahead and bring those arms up. Let's bring them behind your back and just open up. Take a little step forward. Get a little of that shoulder extension. All right, we're going to walk it back again. This time, we've got ourselves back in that little plank position. We're going to widen to the shoulder blades. We're going to do a little chest press, bending the elbows and straightening the elbows. Here's the thing. If you need to put a foot in front of you for a little kickstand, you can. That makes it a little easier. I would just encourage you to switch up. Remember, if you're putting the right one first on our second set of these, just make sure you use your other leg so everything gets a fair shake. It is a little different when you have a foot forward. Let's do two more of these. All right, we're going to walk back out into that T position. And from that T position, just make sure those shoulders are just down for a moment. Bring the arms down a little bit to your sides like an A. From here, we're going to roll up onto the balls of your feet and back down again. So we're just doing all these movements just to work on that posture and also on just gaining some strength through the calves. We'll go two more of these. And we'll come on back to our plank position. Remember, if your wrist gets you, just to point your fingertips a little forward. Keep the shoulder blades wide. Once again, we're going to go back into that chest press. And this is where if you were using a foot as a kickstand, use your other foot forward so that it's an equal opportunity experience. Now, the more horizontal your body is, the harder this will be. Make sure you're keeping your spine all in line. You are rolling up onto the balls of your feet as you're coming into this position. We'll go one more. And then let's just go ahead and turn back around so we're facing away from your, or facing your anchor, sorry. Feet about hip width apart. Let's just do a little partial squat here. So just let yourself crease at the hips. Send the fingertips forward and just send the sit bones back behind you. Now, if you happen to suffer from low blood pressure, if you have anything that contraindicates you from being in an inverted position, note that my heart is lower, my head's lower than my heart. So if you're one of those people, you want to keep your head up. Otherwise, you can just dive that head forward and just get some length. All right, while we're here, straighten and bend the knees so we get a little bit of hamstring lengthening. Note that my spine is not changing position. This is all just lengthening through the backs of my legs. Getting some dynamic flexibility. We'll bend those knees, press into the straps, come back into an upright position. And take a note, once again, if you feel a little lightheaded, you'll want to keep your head up a little bit more. Okay, the next time we do this, we actually will bring the head up. We're going to dive forward, but we're going to add a little extension of the spine. So, hinging forward, we're going to send the arms forward into that sort of diving into the pool position. Pressing into the straps, we're going to allow the upper back to come up into our baby swan, pressing into the pinky sides of your hands, and then come back out into that fully laid out position. Do that 3 times. So peeling up, baby swan, and peel back down. Spine extension is good. One more time up, and one more time lengthened. And go ahead and hinge, bring yourself back upright. We're going to take your legs into a wide turnout position. Elbows can stay at your side. We're just going to let yourself kind of weight shift over to one side. So one leg is straight, one leg is bent. And then just weight shift over to the other side. You have the strap so you can let it help you get to those positions so that you can get some length, get some stretch, but at the same time, and more importantly, you can get out of it. All right, so we're really focusing on your form, both when you're in and when you're out. Just make sure those shoulders are staying out of the ears. And your gaze can be straight ahead so that your head is in line with your spine. Let's do that one more time each side. And bring it back up. We're going to add marching. So as you're marching, I want you to think about really rolling up through the balls of your feet. We're just going to have the arms in front for right now. And just take that march forward. Let the arms come out to the side, back into that A position. Holding it there. And then coming back out. That's the easiest version. Okay, we'll do that one more time. The nice thing is, as we're doing this, we're getting a little bit of, just a little compression through the body. And bringing things back, stimulating some bone there. All right, we're going to now hold on to your strap so that you can kind of lean back a little bit. But now we're going to walk forward. Those arms are coming out like a T. This is a little more challenging. Keep those marches, and then we'll come on back. So it is a sneaky cardio workout, by the way. Coming back forward. Once again, you got hills to walk. You got places to go here in Puerto Vallarta. You're not going to get in shape watching a person work out, so just make sure you do something. Bring it back. Again, we're going to go one more time forward. If you need to bring the arms down, that's fine. Keep that strap taut and bring it all the way back. Let's take a moment just to roll those shoulders. And we're going to go ahead and come back into that little partial squat position. Now from here, we're just going to shift that weight right to left. Kind of imagining you're a golfer and you're just going all the way to one side, all the way to the other. Now, if you can take yourself all the way around into a little extension rotation. And so it's a really nice way to get just a supported rotational stretch. We're thinking about staying tall. We're not bending the spine into flexion. We're instead going slightly into extension. Neutral to extension. Let's go one more time each direction. All right, we're going to bring it back in. Let's go ahead now. We're going to work on some single leg work. So elbows at the side. Let's take one leg back behind you, and we're just going to drop that knee down like you're doing a marriage proposal. Come back up, and then step forward like we were doing earlier. Okay, step back, lower, up, and coming forward. We're going to repeat that. The important part about this is actually thinking about Making sure you're lightly tapping that back knee. Don't slam that kneecap into the floor. You're not going to like it too much. But also pay attention to what you need to use in your body to get yourself down there. It's a lot of arms because you don't have the strength through the legs. If you're not sure, place the intention of your lower body doing most of that work and just feel what that feels like for a rep or two. And then this time, place your intention of letting your arms bring you up and down and feel what that feels like. It feels different. So even though it might look exactly the same, if someone else is watching you, your intention will drive what's working. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to switch to the other side. So take the other leg back, come down into your marriage proposal, tap that knee, coming up, step forward. Now, if for some reason you can't get all the way down, that's okay. You go down as far as you're able to do it. You do you. You can just go part of the way. But the same rules apply here. Pay attention to what is actually what is your natural default pattern for getting yourself up and down. And we want to try to work out lower body, those big muscle groups. That's what's going to get you up the stairs. That's what's going to keep you from falling. It keeps you mobile. All right, and we'll do it one more time on this one. And then we're going to go ahead and turn back around facing away from your anchor point. Take 1 foot forward, 1 foot back again. And this time have your elbows bent. Press into your hands so that you have to kind of work a little bit to almost like you're going to lean your weight there and you could stay suspended. All right, we're going to just straighten the arms up to the ceiling and bend them back. So place as much weight as you can into your arms as you're just moving that up and down movement. Okay, and the next time you straighten those arms up, keep them up, that back heel is going to roll up. It's going to roll down, keep that back knee straight, lift the back toes. So we're getting a stretch through the calves. Rolling back up, coming back down, keep the back leg straight, lift the toes. So we're in a position of hip extension and ankle plantar flexion. This is ideally when you're walking, granted you're maybe not exactly in this widest step, but you've got to have mobility and strength in these places. Otherwise, your walking is inefficient. Okay, let's go a couple more. All right, now let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Once again, just put some weight in through the hands. Okay, and then just let the arms just move up and down. We're going to do something with both the arms and legs in a minute. Okay, with that emphasis on the back side, let's go ahead and just keep the arms straight up. Roll up onto the ball, that back foot. Drop that heel, keep the back leg straight as you lift up the toes. Rolling up, rolling down. What does lifting up the toes do? There's this kind of cool thing called the windlass effect, which actually helps to get your arch up. If you have a tendency towards pronation or flat feet, lifting those toes actually places that plantar fascia in a position where you actually support the arch, so we can actually get the movement where we want it. Let's go one more time here. And then we're going to go ahead and bring everything in. Let's go to that marching. Bring those elbows a little bit into that bent position. And scoot your legs back a little bit. So now you got to work. It's like doing a mountain climber where you're in a plank. Straighten those arms a little bit. See if you can get them straight and continue with that, keeping that same amount of kind of lean. If you can't, bring yourself up a little bit more vertical. Bring those elbows back down. Drive those knees up. And then bring those arms back up to the ceiling. All right, let's relax, bring it back to center. We're going to come back to those arms at your sides, and we're going to do some side stepping here. So taking a step to the side with 1 foot, we're going to just stay with that one leg. So choose a leg. So I'm going to go with my right leg here. Back and forth. Watch that you're keeping the shoulders out of your ears. And see how far out you can go. And then also see how far down you can get yourself. So you got the straps to assist you. So focus then on the landing so that you're coming down with some good alignment. Your knees and your toes are roughly tracking in the same line. We'll go one more time. We're going to do this to the other side. So just take your other leg. It doesn't have to be a big step for the first couple. Get used to what you're dealing with. And then you can take it out further each time. Once again, pay attention to how much you're having to rely on your upper body versus your lower body. So I do these workouts. We have probably about 90 workouts that we do on our platform, bewellstaywell.net. And it involves a variety of things. Some have no props, some have, like I've got my nothing but a towel class coming up. So a towel. Some have reformers. I mean, it's a variety. Let's do one more here, bring it all the way up. March it out. Okay, we're going to do some alternating with those legs, and then we're going to turn that into a little skip. So skipping isn't in your wheelhouse, and you can leave that out. But let's go ahead and come into a little bit of a partial squat like we were earlier. And we're going to just do a little tap to one side, bring the leg back, tap to the other side, bring it back. So just back and forth with that tap. And then if you can, do a little hop skippity jump here. So again, you can always just tap. I'm going to invite you, instead of having your elbows bent, you can straighten your arms in front of you. And then from here, if you want to have it a little bit more challenging, bring those arms out to that T position and continue with that little hop, a little skip to the side. You can always stay at the easier versions. So yeah, my little bewellstaywell.net. It's $39 a month. Unlimited access to all the live classes. God, we have hundreds of on-demand workouts. I record almost every workout I do. If it doesn't get recorded, it's because I screwed up. Let's do one more of these and bring it in. March it out. All right, let's get a little bit of some bicep curls in here, but with a little side twist here. So we're going to just lean over to the side. Let your outer leg just kind of help you out here. Keeping that elbow elevated, we're going to go ahead and just bend. And then it's important that you work on the lowering phase, on the straightening phase. We're eccentrically loading the bicep, as opposed to concentrically when the muscle is shortening. Eccentrically means it's lengthening as it's contracting. It's actually a good way to build strength. And when we're rehabbing, as a PT, we often do eccentric work first before we reintroduce the concentric. So FYI, now you know. All right, keep it out there to the side. We're going to now bring the arm up to the ceiling or to your sky. Now you can scoot a little bit forward or back to what feels comfortable for you in that shoulder, but essentially we're just going to bend the elbow, straighten the elbow. So it's a little pierce the ceiling movement. As you're doing so, it's not that we're shoving the shoulder down out of your ears, but we're just not letting it lead the way. So just keeping that shoulder soft. Those ribs are still staying stacked over the pelvis. Head stays stacked over the torso. Let's go one more of these, and we're going to switch to the other side. Okay, so we're holding onto those loops. We're going to let ourselves come out to the side. Arm is straight. Keep the elbow elevated as we bend and straighten the elbow. Once again, our emphasis here is on that lengthening, on that eccentric phase. Now we use our biceps a lot during the day here. I mean, I'm walking to the market, you know, every day, every other day, and schlepping back my groceries. So my elbows are bent. It's more of an isometric workout. But I had to pick up a heavy package from DHL, which is over on Basilio Badia, which is on the other side of town the other day. And my biceps got to work out. Let's do one more. They say lift heavy things. Well, that's what I was doing. All right, we're going to do a little bit of balance work. Why balance? Because, you know, if you fall, stuff is going to not always, gravity isn't always forgiving. All right, so we're going to start with the feet together. We're going to start with the easiest version here. Take a little hinge forward and just have your arms in front of you. Press into the pinky sides of your hands, okay? Now, we're going to start with the scooter motion, just letting a leg slide back and bring it in. Okay, and so step one is just do this, don't fall over. Okay, now I'm going to just add something just slight to this, and that's going to be continue doing this, but with your eyes closed, and see if you notice a difference. Okay, if you immediately fall over, you have a new trick to unlock. Now, think about if you're walking in the dark, how we just took your visual away. Okay, you can open your eyes, but maybe you open one eye. There's still a difference. Okay, you can open the other eye. Okay, so that's our easy version. Now, take one leg back, take that leg up and float it up. So now you truly are balancing on one leg. If from here that feels good, you can actually still dive forward and let that back leg come up and hold that position. Or you can do anything you want before that. Okay, come all the way back up. We're going to reset to the other scooter. Coming down that little partial squat, back and forth. Okay, so that front leg is bent. So we're working a little endurance here as well. Shoulders are out of the ears. I'll invite you to close your eyes or one or both eyes. See what changes. It changes for me. Okay, so I have a little bit of proprioceptive work I have to work on myself. Okay, and then you can open your eyes and then send that back leg back. If you want to go to the next harder version, it's just let that back leg float up. And then if you want, you can just hinge forward and just balance from that position. Once again, you can always be balancing just with that leg just hovering up off the floor. And come all the way back up. Let's just march that out. All right. We're going to take the back of your hands now so that your palms are facing forward. Take your legs out into a wide turnout. And I want you to pretend you're kind of hugging a tree here. And your hands, when your arms are out to the side, they should be pretty, the band should be pretty taut, or your strap should be taut, so that when you come down into your partial squat and you come all the way up, you can bring the arms down. But once again, we're not changing the tautness. Your straps are not going slack. They're staying taut. And we're just doing an up and down squat here, wide turnout. So we're working a little bit more of the hip adductors. Those are the inner thigh muscles. So life doesn't just happen in straight lines. You oftentimes have to use these muscles. This is side-to-side movement. So when we were doing those side little skips, this was at work. All right, let's go down. Hold it there. And let's see if we can go down a little further and come all the way back up. Again, we're going to come down, just come halfway. And then you can see down, how far down can you go without your knees buckling in? And come back up again. If you're like, I can't go any further because my knees hurt or you're too weak, only go to where you can tolerate it. Do a couple more of those. Remember, we're working resistance. We're working strength and posture. So these back muscles are having to work here, holding the arms up. All right, bring it all the way back. Let's march it out. We're going to end kind of our strap portion here with just a figure four stretch. So elbows are at your side. You can do this sitting in a chair, but if you can take one leg and just cross it over your thigh and then lower yourself down like you're having a seat. Make sure that you're hinging from your hips and you're not bending from your back. Okay, so the shoulder blades kind of stay down. You can hinge and you can weight shift forward to see if you can actually, this is the one time I'll let the loops go slack to work on balance. Come all the way up. We'll do it on the other side. So take a leg, cross over the thigh if you can, and then you're going to just bend that standing knee, have a seat. Once again, this can be done sitting down. This can be done lying down. This is your figure four stretch lying down. So we're just vertical. Okay, and then you can shift your body weight forward. See if you can not rely on your straps so much. But once again, notice that my spine is neutral. I'm not bending forward from the hip, from the spine. All right, bring it all the way back up. Let's go ahead and put your straps down and let your arms have a little swinging motion here. So it feels good when they're free of straps. And we're gonna just think about going down. Almost imagine that you got something wet, you got your hands wet, and you're trying to flick your fingertips down, dry them off on the way down. Down, down. Okay, so I'm trying to get you to learn how to load coming down, loading the quads. If there's discomfort, don't go as low. Okay, now we're gonna go up. Think about reaching up to the tiptoes, reaching up to the tiptoes, lengthening, lengthening. So this has a different feel. Once again, it might look similar, different intention. Okay, now let's just add a little rotation.